forget what year that was exactly.
Yeah, breaker 19, breaker 19. Yes, this is the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast. This is what we do every Tuesday at 5 p.m. On Wednesdays, we got State of the Woman. We got 6 beautiful, gorgeous women be saying all types of stuff. They be doing the relevant stuff and hot topics. And on Thursdays, like we are here today, we had Goons Talk, giving our own narratives sincerely. You feel me? Now we got a good panel on today, and we got good topics. I'm gonna let my to my right introduce himself, and then we're gonna go down the line. Yes, let's go.
Peace. It's Brother Lakim, and I call myself an unapologetic realist.
My name is Johnny, and I'm here.
I'm Lump. You know me. Yeah.
And I'm Wood already.
All right. So we're gonna dive into the first topic. And the first topic is, let's start off with the mental state when we get home. Our mental state. I'm gonna start off with saying that I really needed some counseling, because I really was mentally in my mind fucked up. Like when I came home and I heard the bus talk, that fucked me up. I was like, what? Who's that? Who's that talking? And the bus was talking to me for real. And then I was messed up while I was on the bus. I was seeing how people didn't get up for old senior citizens when they was on the bus standing, and you sitting in the seat and they getting on the bus. They ain't showing no respect. So I was like, dang, this is really messed up. And we got a stigma that we don't want to go to the shrink, as you call it, the shrink, or they call it the therapist. We call it a shrink, and then we got a stigma. So I still need help. I've been home for 4.5, and I'm still struggling to adapt to society. Anybody want to go next?
Yeah, briefly. Yeah, it was a task for me too. I remember I seen self-checkout. I was embarrassed to go to self-checkout because I ain't want nobody to knew. I didn't know what the fuck to do. And I looked lost over there. So I would literally wait in a long ass line. They got a cashier there versus an empty checkout line. It's crazy because it's like, you don't want nobody to know what you've been through in them terms. You know what I'm saying? But it was like people don't speak no more. Everybody's so engaged in their phone and preoccupied with everything else. They don't even acknowledge it. They don't know you. They don't think they supposed to speak. So that definitely was a culture shock. But I think therapy is for those that don't understand how to cope. And I think part of coping is adapting and adjusting, because I don't never really think that somebody outside of yourself can tell you how to navigate in your shoes. So no shade to people that need therapy, but I think our self-reflection is the biggest therapy we can really get if we learn how to be introspective. And I'm going to leave it on that.
My experience so far that I've been home for 2 years now after doing 30 years. The first and second day, I think, was probably the hardest. When that van pulled in, they did with the penitentiary at, they opened the door, said I was free to go. So I'm standing on the corner waiting on my cousin. And I'm like this, wow, just looking around. Some things look the same. Some things, a lot of it looked differently. And I had to go to Bel Air Road. I really mentally did not know how to get to Bel Air Road. And so I had to experience that. And the first night home, oh man, I remember waking up in the middle of the night in the pitch dark. And I said, something ain't right. I had to adjust my mind like, wait a minute, I'm home now. Because I'm in a dark room, I don't hear no cells, I don't hear no cell doors, I don't hear no keys, I don't hear no count time, I don't hear none of that. And the very next day, when you get out, you have to check in with your parole officer for 24 hours. So, before I went in, we had beepers, car phones, and landlines. And so there was no landline in the house. And so my cousin, he leave out. Told me he'd be back a certain time, but I got to call this woman. He never came back. So I said, well, I could walk to Guilford Avenue. I walked from Bel Air Road to Guilford Avenue. That's what I thought. When I stopped walking and realized that I'm lost, I was on North Avenue and Maryland Avenue, trying to get to Guilford. And so from that day forth, even to now, I'm just you might just call me messed up. That's
How
I feel.
long you been out?
2 years.
2 years.
2 years.
So you saying you ain't know where Guilford was?
Yeah, I actually walked way past it, but I stopped on Maryland Avenue, North Avenue, and I realized I think I went past it. Then I asked somebody, look at me like I was smoking some crack.
Okay.
I think what was most challenging for me was just the overall mentality of the people. After being gone for 31 years, and I've still only been home for 1 year and 1 month. And more so was like the lingo, the everyday conversations that people had that reflected the blatant disrespect of their self. And so I always look like, well, I know you can't respect me if you don't even respect yourself. Like the common language was like dummy and bitch ass nigga and all of these things that we didn't say to each other back in the day, not in an affectionate way, you know what I'm saying? And so it kind of reflected to me like, well, damn, things got worse, you know what I'm saying? And how we perceive each other and how we view things. And then another thing that was hard to adjust to was my restrictions that I had placed on myself from being confined for so long. And I always tell people this story about how when I be laying in bed next to my woman, I won't roll over too much out of a limited space on the bed because my bunk was small for so many years in prison. I kind of lay flat in one area, and she looking at me like, yo, you in a king size bed, roll over, enjoy it, grab the pillows, like, and I'm like this, like if I roll over, I'm thinking I'm gonna be on the floor subconsciously because I've been confined for so long. And another thing that differed was my shopping habits for groceries. You know, it's deep when you've been in prison so long and you're not content unless you got a couple cases, a cup of soups under your bunk, a few cases of orange juices. And so I'm going to the market like it's no tomorrow. You know, I'm stacking up like we in commissary. I got Debbie's and chips, and they're like, what you got all this? Like 15 bars of Dove soap, and they look at me like, yo, like, come on. But, you know, in prison, because lockdowns happen and, you know, we tend to overstock things so we don't have to keep going to commissary and spending our money. So out here shopping, you know, that kind of carried over that, my comfortability with sleeping. And even in lingo and conversation, like even today I was with my woman and she wanted to plate of food. And I said, you want another tray? And she like, yo, you ain't in jail no more. This ain't no tray, it's a plate. You know what I'm saying? So, and we in the workplace while I'm asking her, you know, do you want another tray? So it's kind of, you know, the effects of it is deep. And so when we speak on the therapy of it and the mental aspect, I think that the greatest thing that we have is our mind. And we have to repair it. We have to reboot it. And when you get out of prison, you got to do it like you got to do your computer sometime. You got to shut down and let it reboot and catch up to what's going on now. But don't lose the core of who you are and trying to fit in with what's going on now, because what's going on now might not be what's manly, what's moral, or what's honorable. And I'm going to close on this note. They say when you in Rome, do as the Romans do. But you can't do that because the Romans might be doing any damn thing. Right. So you can't always do what society doing because they may be off course. So you got to do what's right for you and your spirit and how you move and what help you build and grow.
Was that a quote from the Bible? Did what the Romans did?
No, that's just, you know, an old quote that people say, when in Rome, do as the Romans do.
Okay. All right, so you finish on that subject? You finish on that subject? All right, we're going to talk about the adapting to change your violent behavior since you left prison. That's really a hard transition because we always was on point, back against the wall. Never know what like if something kicked off, it ain't even had nothing to do with you. It just make you paranoid and thinking that you gonna get in it or somebody gonna come your way, some blood gonna splash on you, you gonna go down. If you just get blood on your shoes, you know how they just take you, you was involved. You ain't had nothing to do with it. But you was that in close proximity to get blood splashed on you. So anybody want to start off with that? You want to start off with that one?
Yeah, definitely. It's just survival, man. It's in your genes. We went through that through slavery. It carries over. Just a defense, fight or flight syndrome, then growing up in the projects, and that it's second nature. It's like even going to the joint. You ain't got no weapons and stuff like that immediately. So your mind becomes your weapon, and the way you strategize and move through your environments. And I just think that if you're solid and you true to who you are, then the chips gonna fall how they supposed to fall. A lot of times people meet demise and conflict because they went out of alignment with who they are for whatever reason. They end up forming false relationships with people under false motives. And a lot of times you be catering or being friendly to people that you normally wouldn't, only because they sleep next to you or they in the same dorm with you. You know what I mean? And then you end up building a relationship with somebody that's not even your blood type, all because of the environment that you in. And then when things go wrong or conflict come, then you feel honored or obligated to defend or support that person, and that's not your blood type. But you obligated because you formulated a relationship with them. And this is how you get pulled into situations that wasn't even really for you. So that's the defense that you got to be alert about. What kind of bonds you formulate, because you got to be ready to go all the way. Because if you're not, then there's no need in going halfway. You know what I mean? Because that can spell disaster, man. I just think that the back on the wall is the difference between being cautious and being paranoid. A lot of people, don't know the difference, but I notice when I go in restaurants or I go places or whatever, I don't necessarily sit with my back against the wall. If I'm comfortable and it means my back got to be at the door, it's just going to be at the door. I ain't the one that's going to compromise my comfort, because that's paranoia. That's when you got skeletons in your car. That's when you got demons. That's when you got past wolves that might be out for you. So I be seeing that in some people sometime, and it's like, damn, that's a reflection of what he been through. And also he might have been coming up on the short end of the stick a lot because he got to have his back on the wall. I like to watch the door, but not for no particular reason. It's just out of habit for being in the joint. You know what I mean? So there's a different thin line between caution and paranoia. I'm cautious, but I ain't paranoid, because I feel like if it's going to go down, it's just going to go down. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I thank y'all for joining. I think y'all should go to the YouTube page, subscribe and like, and on the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast. I like that y'all on my Instagram, but go to the YouTube page and watch the Goons Talk right now on Thursday. That's what we come on. All right. You remember the topic?
Yes. Being back out here in society at times, after doing prison, sometimes you had the mentality like, I'll break your neck. What you looking at? You know what I mean? I'm bad because you did time like that. And you know what I mean? And that's how I kind of feel at times, you know what I mean? Like, you know what I mean? You remember Minister Society when he at the card table and he was like, I want my money. He was like, man, I did 5 years in the joint. Like that really means something, you know what I mean? Sometimes I kind of feel like that.
But you 30 years, you be bucking. Like, that's how you be thinking when people be saying wrong shit out their mouth.
Yeah, that. And now I'm just being free, or freedom means a lot. Sometimes I feel like I can just do whatever I want to do.
You don't worry about going back to jail by doing anything you want to do. You know what jail is.
Right? The ex-con and the convict mind is, y'all catch me first.
Oh, you still like that?
Sometimes you gotta reverse.
All right. Go ahead, like,
I think that depending on the level of violence you committed before you went in, kind of automatically attracted some old enemies or family members who may have been away, especially for me. Like a few guys who I was accused of murdering, right? Some of their alleged family members were in these places, and they're not quick to forgive you for what happened on the street. So sometimes, like when I went in the penitentiary, I was walking around with a big bin on, state coat, for those that don't know, made out of tough denim, with knives all on the pockets hollowed out with like 3-4 blades in it. Because when I got in there, I was told that certain individuals was waiting for me because of who I had, allegedly done something to. You know what I'm saying? And so that kind of created the type of energy where I definitely was paranoid because these dudes in the beginning, because these guys had reputations also. And in that environment in the Maryland Penitentiary, it was loaded with killers who had just either came off the street or who was killing since the 70s. You know what I'm saying? These were like really, really dudes that really go hard. And so it kind of conditioned you to be a certain way. It's like a boxer. When he beats the bag over a period of time, his knuckles become conditioned and calloused. And so your mindset and your approach to things become somewhat calloused because it's a defense mechanism to preserve your life. And so that kind of conditions you even in making the transition to back out here. And in the free world. And I think that the level of respect in prison, to me, supersedes how society is. In prison, you're not just going to do anything because they live by order. Everything happens at a certain time. Everything is more structured than out here. Out here, you might run into anybody, anywhere. Or you might run into a person that got mental issues and just doing a bunch of wacko shit. And you with your woman and your child. And now you have one of your prisons, it was a motherfucker like you in the dorm. Let me show you what I do. And next thing you know, bam, it triggers something. And so it's almost like that pre-programming. You know what I'm saying? That I don't want to call it instinct. I like to use the word intuition. To me, animals have instinct, but we're a little higher in consciousness. But your intuition kick in like, okay, yeah, you can feel it in the air when something ain't right when you in the joint. Like you were saying earlier, when somebody get ready to go at it, you on point just so you don't accidentally get hit. Not only you, everybody who you deal with or in your circle, you telling them you'll fall back. You get ready to get hit coming back from the yard. So it's like, damn, I'm not only preserving my life or protecting me, I'm also protecting the guys who I deal with or roll with because anything can happen. And so that mindset transitions. You hear gunshots, but hold up. It might be fireworks. I heard some fireworks so ill the other night. I ducked a couple times. You know what I'm saying? And my shorty, she looking at me. We in the car though. And she like, you made me duck this shit thinking that, this shit was real. You know what I'm saying? And so it's that environmental violence. I call it environmental because if you change environments, you know what I'm saying, and you start hanging in different places or being in different atmospheres, the energy different. And so you kind of adjust your energy to the atmosphere. That's when you lose the paranoia. When you're comfortable at, you're comfortable at. And when you're not comfortable at, you're not comfortable at. You know what I'm saying? And that's just, my spill and take on it.
Well, this is my take. I come in the system, and I was in so many beasts in the street for protecting the neighborhood that I was supposed to be from, my grandmother's neighborhood. We're gonna put it out there, Norfolk Pulaski. Yeah, we had so many beasts, like from east to west. and I'm in the middle of it. So once North and Pulaski niggas don't go to jail for some reason. They don't go to jail. I ain't gonna say nobody ain't right, but I'm just saying the paper you paying this to get out of this situation. The paper was getting you out of the situation. If it ain't get me out of this situation, even though I spent the paper, it ain't get me out of the situation. I went to jail. So all the beasts that I had on the street protecting the neighborhood, I see everybody in the joint. From the neighborhoods. Now, it ain't ganged up in the joint. You ain't mobbed up, hood up. It ain't ganged up, but it ain't no hood up in the joint. And I'm like, oh my God. Now, the thing that saved me is that I got ties to Lexington Terrace. I got ties to Park Heights. Now, I really got ties from Park Heights and Lexington Terrace would save me because I was in the lion's den. Every time I turn around, it's like, oh, you know, I see people getting in the shower with boots on. I'm like, what you getting in the shower with boots on for?
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you don't know him? That's the one that was beefing with Randy out there. Oh. I was like, what? All right, so now I gotta. Yeah, I ain't gonna say I was paranoid. Like I was paranoid, and you saying I had my back against the wall until I really navigated through the whole system. Mm-hmm. Now I see that I got to be my own man because I ain't got nobody to depend on. You come in there, especially when you come in Center Hall and everybody looking at you. If you don't know, it's like a waiting thing, and everybody can see you. You really can't see them, and they come out there. Whoa, we got a new fish in the house. Coming through, looking through the bars and all that.
Like them boots, boy.
Yeah.
Where you going at? What size you wear?
So that was a transition inside the demonstration. And inside the demonstration, I so happened to get to a comfortable place after I came out of the lines, and what's it called? E2,
E1.
Yeah, E2. Yeah, that's
West Wing.
Where Fry had the tear. E3. That's what. West Wing. And I damn sure ain't want to go to. They call it the Amazon, the C-Dorm.
They call it what?
Whatever the fuck they call it. I ain't never want to go there. What did they call it, man? C-Dorm. That was this Vietnam. It was the terrorist thing in the. Well, they just labeled it. I don't even want to talk about it, but
I know we used to call H-Dorm Hell Dorm. I remember that, but I don't remember what they called C-Dorm.
C-Dorm was, I forgot.
It's this dirty, and it was this foul, and then anything goes. I wanted to go to somewhere comfortable, and I landed. We all landed. Where you went first? We all landed in the same door. Well, yeah, that was
I snuck in C-Dorm one time just to holler Donnie boy.
Yeah.
And they got locked down while I was stuck in there. Somebody just got stabbed while I was in there, and they locked the grill. I couldn't get out there. I'm glad Hopkins was working because she let me out. Boy, I was
shout out to Hopkins. Yeah. All right, so that was my. You remember that when you doing so much turmoil on the outside that Baltimore is so small, so you're going to see everybody in the system. I don't give a fuck what jail you go into. You're going to see somebody all the jail because they kept on moving. They move you like a dominoes piece. So that's my testament on adapting to violence in there. But when you get out here, I gotta really be humble because I'm on a social network right now. I had people coming at me on social network like they gangsters. I had girls talking about, nigga, I'll pull up on you.
She probably would have.
And I know you ain't like that.
But how you know she ain't like that?
I don't know. I'm talking about she saying I ain't like that.
Oh, she was saying you ain't like that. I thought you were saying
no, I didn't know she ain't like that. She already talking about what she gonna do. I already know. I don't know if she ain't like that, but I don't want no trouble. I jack. That's how humble I gotta get.
Yeah.
You gotta get
People stupid,
humble.
man. You don't know what they might do
Yeah.
just to prove a point. So you definitely, it's like, I think my life, I always look at it like, I think my life more valuable than yours. So I'm going to go ahead and, you know what I mean? Like straight up. Because it's like, you protect yourself. You don't want to walk out into something and the motherfucker just want to prove a point and kill you. You know what I mean? Over something that you ain't even take that serious. You know what I'm saying? So it's definitely tricky out here, man. You definitely got to be vigilant.
We're gonna shift a little gears. We're gonna get into a little politics right now. And everybody was finished with their thought process on that?
Absolutely.
Because we're gonna come back to the end and then we're gonna tell the stories. Your story or whatever story, because I got an amazing story. Politics.
Poly mean many, ticks mean bloodsuckers. That mean many bloodsuckers.
Mm-hmm.
Oh. All right. So we're gonna talk about we're gonna talk about first. Yeah, we're gonna talk about first. We're gonna talk about the. Let's talk about the Trump, and he got the felonies.
We on this podcast, man. You right? Yeah. I'm hit you right back.
We on this. We
on the podcast.
Look, you can't whisper. These is high tech mics. Everybody heard you on the platform. Everybody heard you. We're gonna call you back. Look, everybody heard. This is high tech mics. This is what we do. You know, petty ass podcast. We got high tech. We could hear. You could be in the bathroom. The whole audience gonna hear you in the bathroom trickling. All right, we talking about Trump and his 34 felonies. How the hell he still get to run for president? And he got felonies. We can't even give it a job with one felony. He got 34 and still get run for
one,
president.
he white. Right?
Okay.
For one, he white. For two, he white. For three, he white. And that's what they can do. And that's a slap in the face to everybody else because it lets you know how they think. We're superior, y'all inferior. We can do shit that y'all can't do. You know what I mean? So that's just the reality of it. But the trick to the matter is if he become president again, right? Mm-hmm. And he got 34 felonies, then every other work organization got to remove that fucking shit off their application of discrimination that we've been fighting for, the black box. Remove it. If you're a felon, you can't get the job. So that will automatically go to court. That's automatic violation of the law if he can do that and to everybody else that didn't get a job. So that's the flip side to the coin if he do become president because he got not one felony, 34 of them. You know what I mean? So some laws would definitely have to be changed. And they have everything to stand on it. He got 34. Some people only got one. And it been 5 years ago and still can't get a job. But at the same time, if we don't come together as a people, that marching shit ain't gonna do nothing. You know what I mean? When it comes to white America, man.
Yeah, no doubt. You want to speak on it first?
I said, me myself, I like Trump to a degree because a lot of presidents just they get up there and they just follow some type of protocol. Trump sometimes just say anything. You know what I mean? Some of it is a pony show. Some of it's not. But he's just a criminal. That's what I like about him. You know what I mean? He's just a criminal. Whereas a lot of them, all that. You know what I mean? And I mean,
you just gonna call that man a criminal.
He's a criminal.
He's a white collar criminal.
Yeah, I think first of all, I like that the whole question of the Trump situation because it's like a wake up call to remind us, like, yo, America was founded by a bunch of crooks and criminals. The foundational stone of this country was built off robbery, thievery, murder, and every other criminal act that, we could think of. And I think that when you look at the presidency, that seat has been full of scandal. It has been always tainted with crimes against humanity, actually. You had the Watergate scandal during the 60s. You had the Kennedys, who was heavily involved with bootlegging during the Prohibition when alcohol was illegal. You had the Iran-Contra scandal, and it's so much that took place within the politics of the United Snakes of America that you got to really remember that this country was built off of criminal activity. The land was stolen and taken. Then they stole and took our black ass and made us work on the stolen land. You know what I'm saying? And the whole structure of the White House is really built off of black labor. The Capitol, they call it Capitol, and the word capital coming from the Latin caput, meaning human skull. And so the whole structure of that building is made or denotes a skull. You know what I'm saying? And the skull is the top of the dome or the top of this temple, the body. It lets you know that the thinking comes from the skull. So their very thinking is criminal. They are the head of state. That's why it's called that, because that's the skull it's the capital. But their thinking is criminal activity. You just better not do it, like Hollywood was saying. Yeah, you're not equal in so many ways, and watch me show you.
Right,
because I'm going to commit some acts that if you ever think about committing, we will put you under 2 jails. You know what I'm saying? And that's the dynamic of it all. And it's really a slap, you know what I'm saying, in the face to our struggle. But at the same time, this kind of forum sheds light on that. It's like, okay, we conscious of it now. So let's let other people know, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, he got all these felonies. Now it's time for y'all to do right by us and overlook ours since you overlooking his.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Did you say United Snakes?
Yes.
I said, hold on. Did I hear him say right? He said,
Politics. You said politics. Politics.
Did I hear him say United Snakes?
The United Snakes of America.
Oh, you sliding in, boy. You always got some Jews to slide in. That's like him. He goes.
I thought it was me at first. I'm over here like this. I like that. I'm gonna use that.
You know that? Oh, sure.
Reptilians.
Oh my God! Now, what I'm saying is that I like Trump too, right? I like Trump, but I wouldn't vote for Trump because Trump is going to start a war that we just can't come out of.
But he the only one bad enough to handle it. He can't be manipulated. I fucks with him. I got MAGA hats and all that.
Yeah.
Before people even was on him, they was hating him. I got MAGA. I liked him because although I like anybody that's for their people. I don't care what color you are. I used to like Hitler because Hitler was for his people, right? And we tend to despise people when they show that they're for their people if it ain't for us. And I think we need to take a page out of that book and learn how to be there for our people. Then we won't despise the other people that's there for their people, right? And we got the biggest problem with it and always crying racism because we're the only ones that's disunited. You know what I mean? Everybody else united. They know how to stick together. So we tend to hate on other people when they stick together. Oh, he only did that because he white. He's supposed to. He white. Right. You know what I'm saying? We get mad when white people or any other people look out for each other when it comes against us. So they supposed to put us before them. You know what I mean? We the only ones do that dumb shit.
Yeah.
You know, so it's like we need to learn how to do the same thing and be there for each other. You know what I mean? But Trump was the only one that did prison reform. Obama ain't do that. He had 8 years to do it. Trump was the only one that did that. He's the only one gave millions to HBCUs. You know what I mean? Obama ain't do that. So when you do stuff like that, that's not a racist to me. You know what I mean? He for the people. He for the American people. He don't care where you from. If you ain't from America representing American values, fuck you. You know, that's what he stand on. That's why I respect him. You know what I mean? He don't care what color you is.
All right, what about, I know what you don't respect. What about when he be grabbing them ladies' drawers and
what man don't?
No, I'm talking about.
He a man.
No, he a man. No,
he a man.
All right, but you stigmatize when somebody be roughing them women up. You like, whoa.
No, that ain't roughing them up. Them women know what's up. It ain't like he raped them. You know, he just probably felt her on the ass. What man ain't do that? What make him be unmanly because he did that? Oh, since he the president, he don't supposed to feel a bitch on the ass.
So then you said that because I was thinking about Bill Clinton.
Yeah.
How many men you say? How many men you know? You got some head in the White House on
like,
the
what's
table.
wrong with that?
You see that? You see
Why
that
we make
ass?
that wrong? That's the problem. Why we make that wrong? Like, why he can't do it?
Right.
Everybody else do it.
Oh,
You know what I mean?
I just try to stump you, bro,
I
because
know,
you
but-
always.
No, but for real, though, I feel,
Yeah.
but that's how it'd be crazy because we'll look at some of the smallest things when we ourselves did something 10 times worse.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's like, yo, really? Because he dug up the woman's dress. Oh, he is. Bill Cosby was date raping bitches. Why we don't look at that like that? Because he black.
Right.
He tricking them. He putting shit in they drink. And we turn our head to that because he black. That's where we go wrong at. We need to condemn what's wrong. If it's wrong, I don't care what color they is. Don't make it right because they black and wrong because they white. You know what I mean? Yeah, man.
Allegedly, Bill Clinton.
Man, he did it.
Bill Cosby put
His
that
ass
shit
did
in their
it.
drink. They come back
He
20
was-
years ago.
It don't matter how long ago.
All
He
right,
did it.
no, how they
He was
got it in their system.
He ain't even had to do it. He
No.
got money.
Yeah.
So why would you do that?
We don't. They railroad him.
All
They're saying they
all
did
of them
that.
lied. They said we're gonna say the same thing. That's what they did. See, that's that black stuff.
No, man. Look, man, that's Bill Cosby. The
Man,
pudding
fuck
pop.
Bill.
The
Bill,
pudding
Bill,
pop. Why
Bill,
did they
Bill.
fat
But
Albert?
you
We
know,
can't
you know what's so
go.
deep about old Bill?
Yeah.
Like, white America is so crafty with how they do shit, and their deception runs so deep. The Bills, the R. Kellys, and all these motherfuckers, they been knew what they was doing. It's just they didn't expose it until they did something to offend them.
That's right. That's right.
And so, 20 years went by because they ignored it. Until R. Kelly started questioning the rights to certain music. Okay, you want buck on this?
Right.
This is what we gonna do. We gonna put it out there that you've been doing this for so many years. But before then, he was that $1 billion industry nigga,
That's
making
right.
them record companies all that money. Same way with Michael Jackson. They wanted to buy the Beatles catalog back from him. And he wasn't letting that shit go. All right, you ain't gonna let it go? We gonna put it out there, you little freak motherfucker, that you like them boys. Because where it's smoke, there's fire. That shit ain't gonna keep coming up, and he didn't do it not one time.
Right.
I ain't gonna keep going to jail for murder, and I ain't do none of them.
Don't talk about Mike. He never got found guilty.
Well, he probably didn't, but guess what? It's a lot of motherfuckers
Like Mike.
never been found.
I like
guilty.
Mike, yo. I like Mike. Just
fuck
beat
Mike. I ain't like
it,
his
beat
ass
it.
either.
Don't talk about my
Mike
Mike,
fucking them
yo.
little boys
That right
and
here.
shit.
No, man, that man ain't up,
And
man.
then the
All right, go ahead.
depth of it is so deep because Mike sold out with the skin disease and he turned himself white, man. Altered his features, got children that he claiming his biologically, and you was originally black.
That's
Your
right.
skin was originally darker than mine, and
White,
your
white.
children all white. Just because your skin, you had the disease, don't mean genetically they wasn't supposed to come out with
Right.
black. They got the little cleft in their chin. He wasn't born with that. He had that put in there.
You're like, you just take my dreams.
The depth of America's treachery, man, runs deep, and we got to pick this shit apart because it's layered, man. It's layered. The serpent is coiled.
Yeah, man. It's
Mike
deep.
did spend
It's
a lot of
crazy.
time home alone.
Yes, he did.
Damn. You going Mike too? Everybody thinking we with my man Mike.
All I got to
Thriller.
say is this right here. If I got money and I'm innocent, I ain't paying no $20 million hush money from nobody. I ain't do it. And that's what I'm sticking with.
We don't even know what old Joey did to them damn children.
Right. Ain't no
And-
bullshit.
and-
Because he
And
wanted them
fucked
to
up.
succeed by any means.
And this is what I tell my
Joe.
girl.
Old
The father,
old
Joe.
Joe.
I tell my girls this, right? And she
What'd you
don't
tell
like when I talk about Bobo the monkey. I said, I believe Mike probably did something to the monkey.
My people trying to log on. They say they can't open it.
Huh?
They can't open it.
Yeah,
They can't log on.
They trying to watch it. They say they can't open it.
Oh,
I
right.
don't know why.
That's why he ain't.
Yeah, that's right.
I mean, but he did get booked. I said, but he
We
did
gotta
get
wait
a,
till it's always live.
No, it should be. They
Yeah,
should
should
be.
be.
Petty ass podcast.
Yeah.
She said.
Type in that. Yeah, all right. Anybody that's having problem logging on to the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast, you punch in PETTY AZZ, not ass, AZZ space podcast on YouTube. Subscribe and like. I'm going to repeat that one more time. You go to YouTube, you punch in Petty, Petty, space, AZZ, space podcast on YouTube. And you should get in. You should get in. If you don't get in, I don't know what you're doing. You don't want to get in. Because this is the same format that we do for months. Well, anyway, all right, we was at y'all was bashing me on my man Mike, man.
Yeah,
and
man.
But it's still gonna be on YouTube. Anybody that missed it, just go on YouTube
They
and
start
pull
getting
it
so
up.
much money and so much power that normal stuff don't be entertaining no more. So they start doing that extreme shit. That's why it's easy to believe with them weirdos when they become weirdos.
Yeah.
Like Puffy.
Puffy is a billionaire. They was just millionaires.
Like, yeah, Puffy ass wiggle down.
I don't think so.
He might
He
kill
got
himself.
money in the Cayman Islands. He already left and came back.
He can't duck them motherfucking charges.
It's the statutory limitation is off already for most of them charges.
Oh, you pro Puffy?
No,
You
I don't. I never liked Puffy. I never liked Puffy since I'm pro Tupac. Every since Tupac was in that elevator, I was against Puffy. The setup. So I but I listen to their music. I'm not a Puffy man. Stop. And I ain't never been to none of his parties where you just try to slide me.
No.
A pro Puffy. Well, anyway, let's go.
I got Puffy getting slick leg.
He getting slick leg.
He getting slick leg.
Puffy was busting them dudes.
Yeah.
You know, it's crazy because like in 91, right? I never forget this. I was in New York at the time.
Uh-huh.
And a homeboy of mine, a 5% dude named Light, he was like, yo, you ain't here. That Puffy got buck fucked by Andre Harrell for the startup money for Bad Boy. Because he was with Uptown at first with Andre Harrell.
Yeah, that's probably
Now that was the rumor on the street back then.
Back then in the 90s.
In the early 90s.
He just passed the buck right on down the line.
Oh, he just got ruined, and then he ruined everybody in the industry. You know what made me sick? I don't even want to bring that up. Let's move on. That just made me sick. This made me sick in my stomach. But anyway, all right.
Say it.
No, I don't want to say that because you got to play the recording about Meek Mills and all that other shit. That shit was disgusting, and they got it all over the internet.
What about me?
Yeah,
Oh,
and
really
Meek
hit
and Puffy. Yeah,
Yeah.
and that's crazy. And we endorse him.
He ain't
from
even been
Baltimore.
saying nothing. He ain't even no more.
We endorse Meek Mills here.
Now here's the thing with that, right? I can't. You know, my philosophy is with some smoke or something burning or some fire. Meek Mill, who was he on Wallow and them show? And I think
On the Breakfast Club, was it Breakfast Club or Wallow?
I think it was Wallow. Wasn't it Gilly that asked him how did it feel losing a cell buddy when your cell buddy was moved? And Meek said it was like losing a girlfriend, and they looked at him like, what the fuck?
Oh, for real?
So by him saying that, to me, that put him in a suspect arena.
Yeah.
Even if that other shit is not believable, that statement came out your mouth.
Right.
And so it makes me question your whole motherfucking,
Everything.
your whole molecular structure, motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? It's under question right now.
Oh, yeah.
You know what I mean? So it's that's why I say if you look for it, it's there.
Right.
And I don't want to get too deep, but the music industry definitely has an occult factor.
That's a dude. It's
And-
late loaded, satanic like a mother.
And then you got the Boule Society with all these homosexual activities is taking place and all the cult shaming rituals of the black man putting the dress on.
Yeah.
Sometimes you'll see an NBA ball player do an ad dressed up with a real dress on. You'll be like, what the fuck? The Charles Barkleys and all the motherfuckers, and then make you question, like, why the fuck y'all do that? You don't remember that whole last
I remember Larry Johnson. That's it.
No, it's a whole slew of them that did it.
Shit,
Well, we already know Dennis Rodman like that.
Yeah, well, you know, you already know Dennis.
You know, we said with dresses on, man.
Yeah, the whole,
It was grandma, mom, that, but all right,
no, professional players.
I'm not. Look, man, if you getting ruined, that's on you. If you getting punished, you want somebody punished, and that's on you. But
yeah, and see, here's the thing with that. Like, a lot of gay people always been in power. They just was hiding. And so what happened now, once they came out full force with more rights, more laws to protect them than anybody.
Yeah, who passed
but hold
that?
up. When we on social network, you gotta say they get offended when you say gay. So
you can't say gay.
Yeah, you gotta say rainbow. Yeah, rainbow or something like that. So we not against gays. Let it be known, but we don't. We straight. We don't get punished.
I said, well, you know they have a lot of power because you look at Obama first time he's running with he's running against what's his name Mitt Romney. Both of them stood fast on they wasn't with that same-sex marriage stuff. Going into Obama's second term, he was with that.
He was all over
because he knew that them funny people, gays, whatever you want to call them, had power.
Better believe it.
So he changed from his first run president to now. I'm for the same-sex marriage.
You can't say gay. Excuse me. You got to say happy.
Man, no.
Happy. No.
You faggot.
Look, boy. See, look at you. You come
I'm down the penitentiary.
You come
faggot.
Look, man, you can ready to get me
What's the terminology? What they use for
LGBT.
Yeah.
LGBTQE.
This is a wild card right here. Look here.
Yeah, they were saying they zesty.
You had zesty people in your cell. Did you say that while you was in the cell with the zesty person?
No, because I had to go to sleep.
All right, so you can't now. You
supposed to straight put him out.
Yeah, see,
yo wasn't supposed to live in the crib.
Yeah, but all right, but check this out, like Kim. They tried that with me. They tried that with I got all this time. You saying what you saying? I got all this time. And they try to put the person on. I said, look, I'm not threatening you, but I don't think this is the right fit for you to be in my cell. He goes up there and tell them, they moved me out of the whole jail. Not just lock up, the whole jail within not even 24/7. Sent me down ECI from the new jail.
And they will do that.
Yeah, because this how much power. How the hell I get moved? I've been in there on honor 10, everything. I worked my way to get in this cell. It wasn't single cell, but the honor cell where the doors open. Yeah. I worked my way to get in there, and they took all that away from me and sent me down to gang headquarters.
That's how they did.
Down there where you was at.
Hey.
Yeah. Oh, you ain't want to go on lockup. You just let them sit in there and sit on your toilet, huh?
Hey, it became our toilet.
You can't y'all.
But if you think about it, they do it all with whoever stick together.
But look, so since all of us,
Aryan Nation, you see anybody.
All of us was in the system, so you know this right here. And this was I started to see that once upon a time you come to prison, you get turned out. They come straight off the street like that now, and you have those ones that walk around, you know what I mean, with the chest out, or do this and do that, and secretly, you know what I mean, he didn't want writing kites. You know what I mean? You want some Debbie's? You hungry? You know what I mean? So.
All right, and then what about, look, man, I had a problem. I was lifting weights with a motherfucker. I'm playing pinochle, poker with this motherfucker. Straight, thought he was so straight. Twin, the mole, I don't know. This motherfucker. Soon as a titty boy came on the tip, now he's not straight no more.
Oh, light skin twin?
Yeah.
Had that mole.
Yeah.
I heard that. I ain't never see it, but I heard
No, I was on the tip when it would.
What DC dude?
Yeah, I'm out.
Yeah,
We
he was a new jail. What was
yeah,
it?
new
Mike?
jail,
Yeah.
new jail. We lifting
Mike.
weights together.
I don't know, he had that big old mole. You know him though.
It's
Yeah.
two brothers, both of them got
Both of
moles,
them.
one look a little
Light
different.
skin. One of them,
Real light skin guy,
yeah. Well, anyway, he got the mole, and this is my workout buddy. Now, man, myself, buddy, we was like, yo, this nigga's working out with we squatting, doing, and I say, you know me, I say, what are you? Are you bi or whatever? What are you? Are you funny? He was like, it is what it is. It is what it is.
Only because it ain't what it was. That's why it is what it is. Only
Yeah, man.
because
So it's
it ain't
different.
what it was.
That you really don't understand it until we had to have the titty boy come on there. The hormones changed, and they brought him out. They brought him out of the closet. So we got people that in the closet in there, and they did. I mean, they got exposed if we was in there. You knew the ones who was funny, right?
Huh?
You knew the ones who was funny that was walking around the joint. They couldn't hide it, could they?
Fuck if I know.
Yeah.
about
So
the
he
one-
said,
you
"Fuck
talking
up."
about- you talking about-
When we was
you
in the
talking
jail, when we in the system,
Well, why
if
you
they-
asking me like you don't know?
because I didn't know that this
I
man
didn't-
was funny until it came
I ain't
out.
see none of the hormone ones until I got up Hagerstown. I ain't see them in the cut. The ones that was in the cut, you ain't know they was that until somebody told you. You ain't necessarily seen it because they was the ones that was in them single cells back in West Wing and South Wing in the back. You know, you heard about it, but you ain't never see it. Up Hagerstown, I saw it. The mother got titties, ass, all that. And most of the Muslim niggas was on their heels, up the library and all that. And it's the people that I saw chasing them niggas that I was shocked about.
Yeah.
Like, what? Yo ain't never been up the library. Why yo up here? And then you look around and you see why. So,
That's
yeah.
what I was asking. Wood, this is my first time ever seen. I've been locked up for almost 20. No, it was 18 years before I seen. How can they let somebody in the jail like that?
What you mean?
What you
why
mean?
can they? They just took hormone pills. The fuck?
Yeah, they still.
They still on their paperwork says male.
Yeah.
So they in there. No matter how they look.
Well, they should be on PC or something. I mean, protective.
Them motherfuckers can fight, they might beat you up. I was always scared of getting beat up by one. That's why I ain't never speak to them. Nothing.
Yeah.
Don't play with me. I don't talk to them.
You know the
Them
crazy
motherfuckers can
part?
fight.
That if you ever beef with one and you fuck them up, they gonna be like, damn, yo beat up a faggot.
Yeah.
Then if the faggy beat you up, they gonna say, damn, yo got fucked up by a faggot. You can't
You
win.
just gotta stay the fuck
You
away
better
from
just
them.
go ahead, do you, yo. I'm going this way with my shit. I want no, you know what I'm saying?
All right, that's a
For
win.
real.
All right, now everybody gonna tell a little story that they got before we close out. You got a story to share with our community, and we're gonna close out. Sorry, I didn't pay attention to all these waves that I got. Y'all could go catch up for if y'all missed all this segment. Go to the Petty Ass Podcast on YouTube and like and subscribe and share. You know what I mean? Who want to start off first? Or y'all want to hit my? Who want to start off?
Go ahead. You
Go ahead and start it off.
All right. This is my story from in the prison system that when I was transitioning to get released, I was going up for parole. I had a lifer that worked with me down lockup. Shout out to Vinny. So he has nothing to lose. And he know I'm going up for parole. So now he want to antagonize me, pick with me, bang, bang. Like, nigga, you know, like, he's saying a whole lot of stuff. And then it just was at a boiling point that we just had to rumble. We had to rumble with as though I don't want to mess my parole up because I'm trying to go home. I'm trying to go home, but we on lockup. We already work on lockup. So all they gotta do is handcuff us and take us up the stairs. And we fighting on lockup. We in the back room. Ain't no cameras in this particular area. So we rumbling and rumbling. So first I was getting the best of him. But then now I'm getting the best of him. He want to wrestle. No, I ain't wrestling because you getting me on the ground. and you gonna have the advantage probably. But I ain't letting it go that far. So it's a camera on the outside. So I'm ducking in. Look, I'm coming in, but I'm protecting myself. I'm watching because our superiors could come and lock us up for fighting. But he want to keep on fighting. Not this, we fought. If you got the best of me, it would have been done. If I got the best of you, you don't want to finish now. You don't want to stop. You want to keep on going because you want us to go to jail. All right, I'm going to shut that down. So the next day, after we finished tussling and stuff, he started arguing with another DC boy that works with us. He's grabbed the DC boy up and smacked him or something like that. DC boy went straight to the bubble. Told on him, oh, officer, I want him locked up. He put his hands on him. He put his hands on me. I ain't going for that. They locked both of them up. Put him on PC, the one that came and told, put him on PC and locked him up. Now he talking about, our officers come and talking about, what happened? No, man, that man ain't put his hands on him because we ain't co-signing no snitch that you gonna go tell. We taking up, no, he ain't touched that man. That man lying. They ain't trying to hear that. The man said he put his hands on the threat. They got to lock both of them up. So now they don't lock up. The person that I'm tussling with, now he talking about, come up, can I come up and help him out, get out of there, say I ain't put no hands on him for the ticket. I got you, man. I got you. But now you need my help. You just try to send me down fighting, but now you need my help. He gets off. He gets off, and the moral to that story is that, man, the person that wanted to keep you with them, they came back for help to get them out of that situation because they ain't want to be on lockup, but they wanted to keep you home.
Did you help him?
Did I help him get out? Yeah. That was my duty before, so he wouldn't get time for that. So you wouldn't help him?
So fuck that nigga.
You would have said fuck him?
Fuck yeah.
No, man, but because the man
tried to get me jammed up. I ain't did shit to him. I wish the fuck I would help you.
Yeah, but that man actually, he was ratting. Wood. I ain't co-signing the rat.
I ain't got nothing to do with that shit. That was
because he could have told on anyone else and said lied and said we hit him or something.
He was handling.
Yeah, that's big shit.
Yeah, he was handling that. That's why the dude ended up on PC.
All right. Well, that was my story. I'm finished with that story. That was the keep me from getting home. All right. And
I had a dude. It wasn't me personally, but it was myself. But I was on work release down BCCC. And I had a little self, but he was a good little guy, man. He was always talking about his daughter. He can't wait to get home with his daughter. He had like 4 months left or something, 3-4 months left. And we used to rap all the time in the cell or whatever, right? So it was this weird old nigga that used to always be on the tier, just standing by. Everybody walk by him, he like mugging them and looking at him, right? And I used to see him and they used to burn me up because I'm going to go home too. But I ain't got time to really address your issue. But I hate the way this nigga keep looking at me. But I didn't really take it personal because he's looking at everybody that walk by like that, like he trying to antagonize a nigga to fuck him up, right? But I like this phone, so I ain't got time to be fucking him up. You fucking me, you know what I'm saying? I'm bring you uptown, I'm trying to set shit up. Yeah. So I go to the phone, he'll be standing right by the phone. So I'm like, what's up? You know what I mean? Motherfucker had the wild, I'm gonna say something like, what's up, yo? I see you trying to get on the phone, the nigga was like, who after you? I said, somebody my cell buddy after me. You know what I mean? Fuck out of here. The phone will be open, he don't touch it. Soon as a nigga get on it now, he want to act like he want to be on the phone. Don't try me on. You know what I mean? Straight up. But I'm giving them the look. I ain't saying that. I'm just giving them that look. So, lo and behold, I go back to my cell. It's a whole nother day. Me and my cell buddy, we in there just talking. Don't nobody know the nigga. He was a Muslim dude, but all you see him go to Jumu'ah, come back, and be on the tail just watching nigga mean mother. So this day, this motherfucker opened my cell door up and steal my cell buddy. He's sitting in the chair facing the TV, watching TV. I'm on the bunk. I'm thinking the nigga know him. You know what I'm saying? Yo, my cell buddy butt back was turned. Yo, opened the door and just stole him. Bam. My cell buddy like, what the fuck? Got up and ran out the cell to get with him. But he go right out on camera. The camera on the tail. So now they locked my cell buddy up because all they can see is him going after the dude. They ain't see the dude pop him because he stepped in the cell and popped him. Right? Got my cell buddy checked in. Sent back down Brockbridge. And I felt so bad because Shorty was always trying to get home to his daughter. He was trying to do all the right shit. And yo ain't had no beef with the dude. None at all. He ain't even know the nigga. But the nigga wasn't trying to go home. So he was trying to get checked in. So he had to create a situation and he was just trying to find somebody that he can get away with it with and get checked back in. They ain't even really catch him, but he went to the police and told them I was fighting him. And got Shorty checked, and that shit like fucked me up. And it made me realize how easy it is. You ain't even got had nothing to do with shit sometimes. And how easy it is to get set back if you ain't really careful. You know, because it could have been anybody. You know what I mean? I know if it would have been me, his ass would have been. If I gotta get checked in, I'ma fuck you up if I know I gotta go. You know what I'm saying? Straight up. But that was crazy. That was wild.
You got a story?
Yeah, my story was when I left the street from using drugs and just running a little wild. You know what I mean? Prison really slowed me down. So it came to the point. It came to the point in '94 where I just really just prayed to God and everything. Let me change because I got to get something out of this because the time I have, I'm like this. Wow, when I get out, I'm gonna be in my 50s. You know what I mean? So I had to start making changes while I was in there because I knew one day that the day was going to come that I would be back out in society.
Oh, you finished?
Oh yeah, I'm finished.
Wow.
I passed the mic.
Yeah, pretty much. I transitioned I went from Roxbury and I went up on the hill, called Up on the Hill. And I'm up on the hill and shit, and we going out. I'm working for the water plant. That's like, you know how you going pre-release. That's my work detail. So mine wasn't really with a dude or with a inmate. My situation happened because I did a magazine interview and got in this magazine called State versus Us. And the crackers who work up on the hill, the police, saw the magazine with me in it and said, oh, he think he hot shit. Like, this was the talk. So I'm going out on work detail. So a little Spanish CO broad, she telling me, oh, you know, they don't like you. And I'm like, God damn, what the fuck I do to these motherfuckers? So sure enough, I'm coming in from work one day. And you know how you gotta go through the little metal detector and take your shit off and this, that, and all. Right. So I'm taking my shit off. So I got my work gloves in my back pocket. So petty ass officer want to know why did you bring your work gloves back from the job? So I'm telling him I had them in my back pocket. I mean, what the fuck? Now other people do that too. I'd say you take them there, just take them and throw them away. You get a new pair when you get out to work. This motherfucker checked me in. For the sake of clarification, I didn't check in. Getting checked back in is when the police write you up and you go back through the system. So they sent me to the new jail, right? That's when I was up in the new jail. I was calling Hollywood from the new jail. Like, damn, boy, these motherfuckers had checked me in. I was up on the hill. You know what I'm saying? So from there, I make it down Dorsey Run. I get down Dorsey Run, and I'm in the dorm. So some little dudes I know, they like, yeah, man, we gonna get this nigga tonight, blah, 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 blah. They throw some hot shit on the dude. Dude jump up screaming, run in the bathroom. So the dude mummy wrap his shit with the towel game and come out and start trashing niggas. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So the one of the Lord dudes who was with it, sleep next to me. So yo come over there and start trashing them. Shorty yelling, ha, right? So I'm like, yo, take that shit over there, because I already know what's gonna happen. When the police come in, they just gonna see a whole bunch of confusion. Like, man, take that shit over there, right? So they come in the motherfucker, bum rush the dude, tackle the dude fall all on my bunk and shit, right? Now, I don't get in no trouble for it, but it's like Wood said, it's just the crazy part of how shit can happen so close to you at a time where you are really trying to get the fuck out of jail. In the prison system, when I was with all that dumb shit, that kind of shit never would happen.
Right.
It's only when you're trying to make parole or trying to get out of jail that these kind of circumstances come about. And it makes you question, like, what the fuck is this all about? So it's like the energy of knowing you're getting ready to come out. It's like, motherfuckers is like vultures and hyenas. They can smell your release coming up.
Yeah.
So they start picking up on it. They don't want you to be successful and get the fuck out of jail. You know what I'm saying? They try to sabotage that shit. You know what I mean? And pretty much that's my spill on that.
All right. Man, we had a little discussion today that I enjoyed. We got to tell our stories or something. Anything you want to plug in with? The mentor
No,
program?
just other than my Uncommon Dialogue men's group, Tuesday night, 6 to 8, YMCA, Drew Hill. Getting all type of discussions in from 15 to 51.
Yeah,
That's what it is.
Yeah, but that's the mentor program, right?
Yeah.
The mentor to youth, because I've been spreading it.
Yeah, no doubt. It ain't
So
just the
they
youth,
know.
it's for black men. It's men
Yeah,
in general,
no doubt.
from 15 to 51.
Oh, okay.
You know, it's because we got to reach the older people so that they can reach the younger people, because the younger people is getting influenced by the older people.
Facts.
So we got to transform the older people minds so that they can have something to give to the younger people.
All right. I appreciate you coming and sharing your thoughts today, man, on the Goons Talk. And Lakim, you got anything you want to plug in or anything?
No doubt.
Yeah.
First of all, shout out to my man Lump for having me. You know what I'm saying? It's my first time, and I really enjoyed it. I like the depth of the questions. And you know what I'm saying? Like Hollywood, I got a men's group also. It's called Hill. And we have it every second Sunday in a month at 5400 Preakness Way.
Second Wednesday.
Yeah.
You said second Sunday.
I mean, the second Wednesday of the month. My bad. Every second Wednesday of the month. And everybody welcome from 14 to 104. You know what I'm saying? You're welcome. 5400 Preakness Way from 5:45 to 8 o'clock at night.
Yeah. All right. I thank y'all for coming, joining us on the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast. Tuesday at 5 p.m. Wednesdays, State of the Woman. That's where we had 6 beautiful women speaking their mind and saying hot topics. Then on Thursdays, we got Goon Talk. This is what we present. We might have different characters on this board, but Wood, he always official. And I like that he always checking me and keep me on point, no matter what. What you mean? Like, you see how he just looked at me and was like, I don't know nothing about no fucking transgender, the titties. And, like, I'm like, oh, what? I had to get myself in. Anyway, Harlem City sponsors the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast. Harlem City goes by Help All Real Men Change in this year. Harlem City. Help all real men change in this year. You hear me? That's for Harlem City. That's what I got it. My man Wood, he always coming up with everything for me. And I love it. But go to the Petty Ass Lump and Reggie podcast on YouTube. Subscribe and like. You know what I mean? Breaker19 is the handle. Breaker19 is the handle. Yeah, y'all can say a little something before I shut us down. Say
Yo,
this
peace to the
freelance.
gods and nurse. Peace.
Indeed, no doubt.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Oh, something.